Why hello there, welcome back to the yearly MATTYAM tier list where every year I go through and I rank my videos from the year from best to absolute worst, which is all of them. I'm just kidding. The rules are the same. As you can see here, we got cinema, A, B, C, and what was I thinking. I only had 10 videos this year. That's like really low compared to other years. I'll probably talk about that at the end, but we're just here to have a good time, to reminisce about the year, and let's just jump into it. I'll quit yapping. All right, first up, we got Brian's game. I think I'm going to put this one at the top of B, and as always, at the end, I'll just reorganize everything. Brian's game came about because this year, at the beginning of the year, Squid Game Season 2 dropped, and that was huge for Netflix. It was huge in meme culture, and it was just huge everywhere. So the idea behind it was, obviously, let's parody Squid Game. Funny story, when the first season came out, me, my friend Adon, and I think Logan in high school, we all wanted to do a Squid Game, like a real one, and we did come up with games. I think me and Adon primarily came up with the games, and I still had that old note on my phone, and some of them made it in this video. I know Duck Duck Goose was in there for sure, and that ended up in the video. This was really fun. Brian knocked it out of the park as the recruiter. We always loved the where they're playing Russian roulette in the show. And you can see in the thumbnail, Brian's doing that face, or he's going like that. He just nailed that, like, on the spot. He would, like, look at the clip of the show, and he'd be like, okay, let me practice. And he'd do the face. And funny enough, that's, like, his profile picture for when he calls me. He's doing that face, but in front of him is the laptop with, like, the actual frame from the show. Brian knocked it out of the park, as usual. Brian's game was great. The spotty Wi-Fi drum cover.
Spotty Wi-Fi, give me more time, making me cry. Sad guy.
All right, so this one is going in What Was I Thinking? That sounds harsh, but it was a troll video. It came out on April Fool's. There's not much to the video, like when you compare it to, you know, MATTYAM videos. Funny story behind this, why I did it. I was contractually obligated. Not really, but my friend Cam had told me, she's like, you need to upload a video. It's been, I think Brian's game released end of January, and I hadn't uploaded a video February, March, and so she's like, you need to upload a video or else, like, you don't even want to know. Like, you just need to upload a video. And so I was like, okay. And then I kind of came up with the idea of doing a spotty Wi-Fi drum cover, maybe after the song dropped last year, but I think I had April Fool's in my mind because I'm like, it's kind of a trolling video, like it wouldn't be serious. So I think the deadline was on my spring break, which April Fool's was like shortly after. So I just told her, I was like, just give me until April 1st and a video will be uploaded. She's like, okay. And then I uploaded that. Not to say like it's anyone's fault or anything. It's just a troll video. Like that's why it's in What Was I Thinking, because you're comparing it to other MATTYAM videos. So there's not much to talk about this video. There's a funny backstory behind it, which was, yeah, make a video or else. I love that I have people that always motivate me to make videos, so thank you. Moving on. MATTYAM is dead.
There's no freaking way. MATTYAM is dead!
I'm gonna put this A. I really don't know where this video came from. I'm trying to think at the time, what was I watching? This is like April. What was I doing in late April? I don't know where this came from, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it was just an idea I think I had. MATTYAM's being dead. Double meaning in a way, like the channel's dead. Maybe that's why I wasn't uploading, because I was quote-unquote dead. This one was a lot of fun too. My favorite moment of this video is probably the montage when he's trying to bring me back to life. Funny story, back in community college, Adon actually had to make an AI for something. I don't know exactly what, but he made one of me because my voice is the most accessible through YouTube and the MATTYAM videos. So he had one of me. I think he tried to log back in, but he had to pay again because his membership had expired by that time. So we were going to use that, but obviously Adon just didn't have access to it. So I just resorted to text-to-speech. That one was a lot of fun. Again, I feel like every video, I just have Brian crash out somehow just because it's so funny to me. I love working with Brian and acting with Brian. I always feel like he steals the show, rightfully so. So good job again, Brian. I guess another funny story I could tell you is promoting this video, I actually made like a funeral flyer, and that got a lot of people. I got so many DMs, people people being like, oh my gosh, I thought this was real. Like, don't scare me like that. I will say something. If this video did do well, it was probably because of my marketing. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. All right. This one's going top of A. This one has a funny backstory, and I'm gonna probably talk a lot about this one in particular because there's just a lot to talk about here. So where this one came from, this was Memorial Day weekend. All my roommates went home, but I had gone home the weekend before for an event, and I was like, I just went back home. I don't think I'm gonna go back for Memorial Day because it's back-to-back weekends. And so I was alone in the apartment. That's the first time that's happened, I think. And I was just like, what if I just made a song about being bored and then sent it to my roommates and just said, you guys can't leave me alone again. And so that's what I did, and I wrote I'm So Bored. But I will say this song, it's original, but it takes inspiration from a lot of different pieces. I was in the car on the way back home, I think the week prior, and my friend had showed me a song like a long time ago, but for some reason it popped in my head. The lyrics kind of go like duh duh duh. I forgot what they're saying. It was kind of like a long drawn out, but it was like 3 words. So I was in the car alone, so I was like, I'm so bored. I did something like that. I just started making rhymes and it just worked out really well. I'll actually show you like how I'm So Bored gets put together. If we're gonna break down I'm So Bored, it actually pulls from 3 different songs. Here's Doomed. Wait for it. So it's cut these ties. So I don't know, like that came in my head just like I'm so bored. Just like 3 words, but you just kind of extend it out. This one I think is subconscious. I find a lot of instrumentals either like on social media or like friends will share with me. This is a random one I found. The drum beat just sounds like I'm So Bored. It's called Facebook.com by Memo Boy. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this last one is actually a song I listen to a lot. It's called Every Other Weekend by Blink-182. This one I think I was totally subconscious of, but it's near the end of the song. It's kind of buried in the music, but like you'll see. Okay. It's this part. I brush my teeth and I comb my hair. So that's where like the verses come in for I'm So Bored, is that rhythm, and it's from this Blink-182 song. I don't think I was aware of that like when I was recording it. It wasn't until later I think like I realized the rhythm was the same. It's weird just like how different ideas pop in your head. But yeah, that's I'm So Bored. I'm really proud of it. I did all the music, like instrumentation and the vocals in one night, and then I released it the next day. That's I'm So Bored, and I'm really proud of it. Murder Party. Okay. This one feels like a B video, but it could be bottom of A. I'm gonna put it at B for now. Is it better than Brian's game though? Sure, we'll do that. Murder Party has a really funny story behind it too. Something we do in the apartment is we play Mario Party. Me and the roommates, we love playing Mario Party. However, we get really aggressive and into it and start screaming our heads off at each other. And in particular, Brian is like really funny like when he does it because he'll just scream random stuff. Back in January, we had some friends from my hometown come visit us and we played Mario Party. One of the things I remember, I'm pretty sure Brian said it. It was just like, he would scream like, kill him! Kill him, like stuff like that. And I was just like, my window was open and I'm thinking like, dude, if somebody just walks by, they're gonna think like we're killing somebody, you know. And so we were playing with that idea a lot. Obviously, if you've seen the video, I'm coming back from getting groceries, I hear Brian screaming and I think, oh my gosh, he's killing somebody. And then I find out he is just playing Mario Party. And then my lightsaber being in there, that could be a throwback to I had these YouTube shorts and it was just an inside joke I had with Logan. It would just be like, yo, it's kind of dark in here, and then I would turn on the lightsaber. I think I even say that in the video. I go, it's kind of dark in here, and then I turn on the lightsaber, but it's also like my weapon. I think I'd seen Revenge of the Sith like in the theater when they put it back in, so maybe just Star Wars was in my head and I thought it'd just be really funny, you know, a full-grown college student with a lightsaber as his defense. That's a fun video. I loved doing that one. There's not much to really be said about that. Pretty straightforward. The piano video. Okay, I'm gonna put this bottom of B. It could honestly be C. That one might get bumped down. Okay, the piano video came about because 5 years ago now, time really flies. I did a video called Could I Learn to Play the Electric Guitar Just by Watching YouTube Videos? Pretty self-explanatory in the title, and to this day, I still play. I love playing guitar, so I thought, let's do that again, but with the piano, because I have a lot of friends that do play piano, and the drum program I was in, we used to play like marimbas and xylophones. It's laid out the exact same as a piano, except you're just hitting the keys instead of just playing. So I was like, oh, you know, I'd love to learn piano. And I did it. I didn't practice every day. I remember it's kind of hard, like when you're doing a challenge that takes a month, to just keep on it, because obviously I still had school. You know, that's what made it different from the guitar video. Was it was during COVID. I didn't have school, but this one I still had a full schedule. So yeah, this one was a challenge within itself, just to film every day. I learned a couple songs, and I am sad to report I have not practiced since that video, so a lot of my skills are kind of gone, except I do still know how to play All My Favorite Songs by Weezer. Love that song. I don't think this one, I mean, it's a cool concept. Like, obviously YouTube can teach you a lot. I had an English teacher back in high school. He used to tell us, he'd say YouTube is the best teacher in the world because you can learn anything on there, and I think that's true. But you know, I kind of just did the same thing again. People did say, like, my piano playing friends are like, dude, the results were really good. I had one person, she told me, she's like, I play piano, but I don't agree with your methods, but the results was really good. And I told her, I'm like, I don't agree with my methods either, but like, it was for the video. So for what I was doing, it really worked. But there's not much to be said about that video. To me, it's okay. I honestly will probably move it to C. I think it's an okay video, but I challenged myself and the results were great. McDonald's Sprite.
McDonald's Sprite, it hits just right. No need to fight for McDonald's Sprite.
This one goes in cinema. All right, some backstory behind this one too. There's always been this thing that I've heard that McDonald's Sprite is just the absolute best, and I credit my friend Luke Wilkins. He told me the same thing. He's like, dude, McDonald's Sprite is just superior. To be honest, this is gonna break a lot of people's hearts. I think it tastes all right. So my joke whenever I re-sing McDonald's Sprite is I go, McDonald's Sprite, it tastes all right. It's good, but honestly, I don't think I drink enough Sprite to tell the difference, but that's on me. But I was like, I'll make a song about McDonald's Sprite because I just knew that's like a popular thing and everyone knows about it. So I had come up with the guitar part one day. I think I literally had nothing to do. One of the rare occasions at school, I was done with all my homework, had a free day. So I was just like, I'll just work on this. I didn't even think I knew it was gonna be McDonald's Sprite, but I came up with the guitar part. No, I take that back. I went on a walk, I'm pretty sure. Somehow I remembered McDonald's Sprite, and then I started making rhymes again, just like with I'm So Bored. I think I had the words before the guitar part. It kind of blurs in my mind which one I had first. I really don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, dude, which came first? It's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? I really don't know. The rhymes came pretty easily, I would say. The song just kind of wrote itself. I posted a clip on my Be Real for a couple of my close friends, and they absolutely loved it. They thought it was an earworm, so I had just continued working on it, and then I had promised, like, over summer the song will come out. So I asked my friend Landon, you know, I texted him. I was like, hey, we did Spotty Wi-Fi last year. I got this other song. It's about McDonald's Sprite and how it's being the best. And he's like, I love it so much. Let's do it. And I'd sent him a demo, and we knocked it out in one day. Again, those songs wouldn't be anything without Landon doing all the production stuff on it. He really adds that element that takes the songs to where they are. Grant actually helped me film the music video, and it's funny because we had to drive to all those places to get those special beverages like the Baja Blast, root beer from A&W, Chick-fil-A lemonade, Sonic cherry limeade. That took like a couple hours just going to those places, and it only happens like for a second in the video and then it goes away. Funny enough too, my two friends Dom and Abby, they had watched the video, and I think Abby told me, she's like, we were impressed that you have no social anxiety like when you're dancing in public. And I told them, I said, believe me, I have social anxiety. Like, I would not just do that in front of people. The parts you guys didn't see in the video was I would wait for like a crowd of people to just like go away, and it was kind of quiet, and I tell Grant, okay, I'll do it right now. Like, I'll start dancing. And there's a funny outtake in the behind the scenes video where I'm dancing in front of the McDonald's sign and then a car honks at me. I had fun doing that. Credit to Grant in the mall. Like, he said, you should start skipping. It's in the behind the scenes video too. He's like, dude, you look so stupid. And I'm like, oh, that's good because it gave people a laugh. But McDonald's Sprite was honestly the hit of the year, I'd say, because Jordan will always start singing it. I've been told by Dom and her family, this should be in a commercial. Like, it's a catchy, like, little jingle. Another funny story, I was working over the summer. My coworker, he kept singing McDonald's Sprite. And then we actually went to a wedding for two coworkers that got married. The coworker who kept singing it, his wife came up to me and she's like, are you Matthew? And I'm like, I am. And she's like, oh my gosh, like Brayden won't shut up about McDonald's Sprite. Like he keeps singing it around the house. And I was like, oh my gosh. I started laughing and I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's cool. And she's like, I can get behind spotty Wi-Fi and like McDonald's Sprite's good too. But after like the 10th time, you know, it kind of like totally understandable. So it's just really funny. Like McDonald's Sprite did take off this year and I am really proud of that video. We got another banger in the books. So love McDonald's Sprite. 24.
Come along with me to a cliff under a tree.
All right, this one's going in cinema. I think this is my best video of the year because it's kind of a short film. I will talk a little bit about this one, but I won't go too deep into it. I want to keep it pretty vague. This year was a pretty hard year, I'd say. Personally, that's probably why there wasn't a lot of videos that were released this year. This video was my most personal MATTYAM video, and it is still to this day. And I will say, I wrote this script and made it without thinking much of it, but it was when I was in the editing phase, I was like, I don't know if I should release this or there's just a lot around this story, and it's a pretty personal piece, and I was putting myself out there essentially, or like being pretty vulnerable. How this video came about was originally Jordan actually started a YouTube channel, which you all should subscribe to. I'll put it in the description. He had footage because he made a slideshow of our group. In his slideshow, he had videos from like the vlog party and like us on the roof after the Disneyland vlogs. And I was like, hey, I've never seen those videos, but I remember you taking them. Do you mind uploading them to Drive? And can I watch them? He's like, yeah. And I watched them and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I remember this. And it kind of gave some context after the Disneyland vlogs. Funny joke I always say is like, if anything has to do with the Disneyland vlogs, I always bank off of it. That's not true. So I came up with this idea. I was like, I want to do something with these videos, but I don't know what. So I asked Jordan, I said, hey, can I use these videos for something? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And so originally I was just going to kind of talk about the videos, like, you know, very much this style, and just be like, oh, you know, after the Disneyland vlogs, like we saw Inside Out 2 and, you know, this is what happened. I was like, I could do that, but then I thought it'd be really cool to structure it like a narrative piece and then integrate that footage that's real. And so I asked Jordan, hey, can I do this thing where I use your videos, I integrate it with the narrative? And he's like, yeah. And I sent him the script and he thought it was good, and he's like, you should totally make it. The piece really does touch on how much does change in a year. I've been away from home for about a year. You always have this image of home, how you left it, but the truth is, like, as you're growing and changing, so is home, you know? Like, it doesn't just stop in time, even though that's how your brain will perceive it. Things do change and your relationships with people do change, but that shouldn't affect how you see like the past. So in this case, it was the Disneyland vlogs. I'm really proud of that video, like truly, solely for the fact that I had the courage to press that publish button, because like I said, it was my most personal and vulnerable short film, but in a way it helped me kind of come to terms with how things were and kind of work through that. So always cherish your memories, because I was talking to my mom about this today. Like, the beautiful thing about film is that the video that you're watching, like the people in it are stuck in that time forever. That is a moment captured in time. Things will always stay the same. Like in that video, how you watch it might change, but my whole point with the short film was you shouldn't look at it negatively if things have changed, because, you know, just address, hey, things have changed, but that was a beautiful time in our lives. So I absolutely love 24. It helped me work through a lot. That's all I'll really say. I know I yapped a lot about that, but I am really proud of that video. Magic Claw Machine.
The claw. Wait a minute. Give me Wilbur back.
I'm gonna put this one top of B. Magic Claw Machine. Funny story. This video was supposed to be one I think I was supposed to do last year, but obviously last year was kind of crazy because I was moving. We used to have a claw machine at the pizza place that would say these lines of, hey, it's your turn to win. There's no limit to what you can win. It will always say those things, and so it was always a joke at work. One of my coworkers, his nickname was B. He used to say, there's no limit to what much you could win. And he would say like, oh, a kid's gonna ask for a Lamborghini, and then the claw machine says that and then spits out like a Lambo key. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's really funny. And I asked him, can I make that into a video? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And so I made it into a video a year later. Tony and Armando came through. Anytime there's a Tony and Armando video, like the behind the scenes becomes like my favorite behind the scenes, because this one you can see too, we're just laughing and like I can't keep it together. You know, there's some iconic moments in there. And then the whole Oppenheimer thing, I think I had that idea too with my original perception of the video. But yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. But that's an old recycled MATTYAM idea and it came to life later. Not much to be said about that one. Marvelous Matthew's Revenge. Where does this one go, man? This is the rare case because I said last year, I said any video that's released in December, it's hard not to have a bias towards. This one was completely on my own, so it's hard to know where to place it. Maybe it'll go like right there, I'll say. Ooh, kind of scored low. I'll reorganize at the end. Okay, Marvelous Matthew's Revenge. So funny enough, after the events of Marvelous Matthew, the first one, I had not one, but multiple people say, you need to make another one, but he's haunting you, or like, he deserves justice. You know, people were upset that I killed this dummy, you know? So I was like, okay, like, I think Logan's cousin Brian originally came up with that idea, and then someone else told me you need to do a follow-up. Like, people are interested in Marvelous Matthew. I'll bring him back in some way or form, and this is what came out of it. I will say, you're probably all like, is Matthew okay? Because he's just laughing and laughing and laughing. He's going crazy. Let me tell you, I blame that on what I've been watching this winter break. I have watched the new Welcome to Derry show. Phenomenal show, by the way, but very dark and scary. And then kicking off my break, I went and watched The Shining in IMAX with some friends. So it's been a Stephen King winter break. Those are my inspirations, and you can probably really see it, especially like when I go crazy. That's probably like a nod to The Shining. I think now I need to do a third one, because this is my thing. I always love a good trilogy. I think if you do any more, you're overdoing it. And you could do something in 2 parts, but I feel like at that point, if you've committed to 2, you should just go for 3. So I will say, I don't think this is the end of Marvelous Matthew. That's what I'm gonna say about this piece right here. Fun fact, the video hasn't come out at the time of recording this, so I don't know how it's gonna do. I hope decent, but we'll see. I try not to let views affect how I look at the videos, because no matter what I do, like in video, you're always gonna have the memory of filming that, and that's the real like gift of it, I think. But yeah, I think Marvelous Matthew's Revenge is a fair video, like just working with myself. There's not much to say other than it was kind of a fan service video in a way that people wanted that to get made, so I was like, okay, that's all I'll say about that. All right, let's reorganize, shall we? I'm gonna put this here. Wait, no. I was gonna put Murder Party right there. Put this, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna put C. I'm gonna put that in C. That looks really nice. Let me see, does this all check out to me? Yeah. I feel like Brian's game might be out of place. Where would that go? Brian's game. Where are you? Where does this one go, man? How does that look if I do that? Oh, not bad. I think maybe it should just stay there. I'm gonna keep it like that. I don't know if that's the correct way, but this is my opinion. I always have such a hard time actually ranking these near the end. Yeah, this is the final tier list right here. The final tier list. Woo! So, why I didn't upload that much this year. I kind of explained in 24. I had a lot going on personally this year. It was a difficult year, to say the least, but, you know, a very growthful one, so I am very thankful for that. Other reason is, at one point of the year, I did tell a friend, like, that I wanted to try to push myself to, like, upload every month, which is great. That is just a great motivator, and I always do try to shoot for that. Or I used to do every 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy, but I was kind of dry on ideas. And my fall quarter of this year, I had 16 units, and on top of that, I had an internship. I absolutely loved the internship. Just having a busy quarter that really occupied things. I actually had a video written before we all went on break for me, Brian, Adon, and our friend Dawson. I actually had a script all written out, and we were running out of time as finals week, and we just didn't have time to film it. So just know I do have a video in the bank, and we are gonna make it, but that'll probably be the one that kicks off January. But let me go back to this idea of me trying to upload every month. I don't want to put out like crap. I would rather put out a quality video than one that I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, this year was a little bit of a mess because I just like didn't exactly know like what to do for videos, I think. Not to say that these were a bad batch of videos, but you know, I think just as we get older, you know, like you get more busy, and when you do have time, you're tired, you just want to, you know, relax. And yes, very much so. That's what happened this year. I just didn't have a whole lot of ideas. I was just tired mentally and physically. I do care still a lot about, you know, making videos. Obviously, I want to do video work in my career, but I don't want to just put out something to put out something. I'd rather put out a quality video for people. There are no promises for the future, obviously, as I've learned a lot this year. You can't predict the future. And I know this year I graduate in June, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be busy with school. And then who knows what the future holds. So it's going to be another weird year, I think. That's my kind of prediction for videos. But I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded as much, but just know, like, I still enjoy making videos when I do have an idea and I get to work with a lot of really talented and cool people. This year was just kind of weird. It was a very growthful year. Growing does hurt, but it is essential. I just do want to say though, Happy New Year first of all. Rest assured, videos will still come out. Just don't expect them as often. But I do know that these videos do mean a lot to a lot of people. So, and I'm very thankful for that. And I just do want to say thank you all for the support that you've given me. Both personally and, you know, on YouTube. I'm very thankful that I do have a somewhat of an audience that does watch and enjoy the videos. I think you can see it on camera, like I really do have a great time and have fun doing it, especially with people that make me laugh and like that do push me and inspire me to make really good media and videos. So if you want, as always, I will link this in the description if you want to tier list your own MATTYAM videos. Nobody's ever done it yet, so you could be the first whoever does it, or you could just do it in the comments. Honestly, there's only 10 of them. I just do want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for a great year. Praying that we all just have a great new 2026. Yeah, let's just keep going, guys. Just keep being awesome. Love you, trash fans.